It's just talking about this is so weird. Like, I can't believe that I used to do this. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm so sorry about how bright it is. I literally do not know what's happening. My face looks so like white, and I am not white, I am brown. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been happy, amazing, and positive as always. I'm so sorry if you can hear the rain, by the way. It is loud. So today my video is going to be about my addiction to social media as well as giving it up. Not all social media, but Instagram. Instagram was the one social media platform where I struggled with the most because, you know, it's just that constant cycle of checking it that I got stuck in. How I realized that I had a social media addiction was because it was hard for me to admit that I had a social media addiction. Admitting that you have any form of addiction is hard, but I feel like when you don't admit that you do have an addiction, you probably have an addiction to it. So I've been off Instagram for 4 months now. So I deactivated in December of last year, so 2020, and I literally thought I would only be deactivating for 2 weeks. I was like, 2 weeks is enough for me to just kind of get off it, focus on family. You know, it was holiday time, I had family over, so I was like, yeah, 2 weeks should be enough. And here we are 4 months later, and I still have not gotten it back. People think that when you don't have social media, you do not have a life, and that is the furthest from the truth. I feel like when you give up a form of social media that you struggle with, you're so much more in the moment. You're so much more present. The first thing that people ask me is, hey, is everything okay? I've noticed that you've been off from Instagram. And while I love their concern and the fact that they even acknowledged or realized that I'm off social media, it's something that should be normalized. It's honestly been liberating to not have it. Okay, I've changed this to manual focus because I'm just not vibing with how glary it was. The day that I went off it was literally like cold turkey. I was not thinking about getting rid of it. Like, it wasn't really a plan that I was going to deactivate it. It was literally on the day, and I realized how much time I was spending on it, and I just decided this is not healthy. I would literally wake up at like 3 in the morning to go to the bathroom, or like if I would just have interrupted sleep, and I would reach for my phone and go on Instagram, check my Instagram at 3 in the morning. Like, who's gonna be messaging me or, you know, interacting with me on Instagram at 3 in the morning? I literally did not even make sense of my own actions. And I was doing this literally every night. I would wake up, turn over, pick up my phone off my bedside table, and check my Instagram. I mean, that's not healthy. That's not a normal thing to do. So if I'm like just hanging out, whatever, and I pick up my phone, even if my intention is not to go on Instagram, if I'm like checking my emails or whatever, checking a message, it was in my subconscious. It wasn't even like a conscious thought. I would just pick up my phone, go on the app on Instagram, and then 2 minutes in, I'll be like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I on this app? There's literally no purpose. There's no reason for me to be checking my Instagram right now. Every story that you put up, you know, you get that dopamine hit of people replying to your stories, reacting to your stories, commenting, liking your stuff, sharing your stuff. It's that hit of excitement that you get when people are interacting with your posts, and you get that little hit and then it's gone. So then you're searching for the next hit. It's literally like being on drugs. It's like, yes, you get that high from the likes and all of that interaction from people, new followers, whatnot. And then as soon as that hit has reached a certain level, it's like, oh, okay, I need more now. I need more to be happier. I need more to be content with what's going on my Instagram. People's validations, people's opinions, you know, it just was so toxic. It's such a toxic mindset to be in. I realized that it was my fault because I did this to myself, you know. I kept going on it. It's not like social media is going to vanish. I need to get rid of it. I need to get it out of my conscience, you know, those little things that give you this toxic hit of dopamine. There wasn't much that I was gaining from it. I mean, of course, there's a lot of political issues, just heaps of things that happen over social media. And social media is a great platform to reach an audience, to let your voice be heard, to educate people. And I love that. I have learned so much from Instagram. It's actually insane. But I wasn't gaining much in our value, in our worth. As much as I am such an advocate of not comparing your life to other people, to be as authentic as you can, and you know, Instagram being the highlight of people's lives, they don't really show low light. I loved showing my low light because I feel like it shows that there's real people out there who go through shit. And it's not always just happy. Like, any person who's going through something in their life would go on Instagram and look at all these amazing things that's happening in other people's lives and straight away assume that no one has it bad. When really I know people who post such happy and really like positive things, but there's like really negative things going on in their life. And if I was to look at that person's Instagram as a third person, not knowing anything about their life, I would assume they have the most amazing life, the best life ever. But that's not true. No one has a perfect life. No one with X amount of money or X amount of followers or X amount of likes on their pictures, like, no one has a perfect life. And I found myself comparing myself to so many people who had all these amazing things, and it seemed like they had perfect relationships and perfect friendships and materialistic things, and even inner peace. Inner peace is something that I am always like, that's my number one priority. And there's people out there who portray that they have that, but they really don't. And it's okay that they don't. It's actually a more human, real thing. But I do learn from people who live more wholesome lives. That's what I relate to more. But I found myself feeling like, oh, should I have like this type of car, or should I be in this place in my career now, and things like that, when these are the things that I don't usually think about in my day-to-day life. It's more about what's happening within me rather than exterior things. So I found myself finding value in things that actually aren't me and that have never been me. But I get so caught up in this whole social media, societal pressures and expectations. And then I think about whether I should be doing those things, when really those are the things that even if I was doing, or if I had, it wouldn't make me happy. For example, I own nothing that's a luxury brand. I do not own designer things at all, not one thing. And I found myself thinking, oh my God, should I like get a designer brand? Because I feel like I'm settled too much on like basic things. But I was like, what the hell is basic in things that I like? Things that I like are things that I like, you know. If I even bought, for example, a Gucci bag that I could not care less about, if I bought that, would I look at that and think, oh my God, I love this bag. This has added so much value to my life. Personally, for me, it wouldn't change my life at all. I probably wouldn't even wear it out. It would probably be sitting in my cupboard collecting dust. Like, it literally would not mean anything to me. But I was starting to see myself, should I be into these things? So many people on Instagram have it. Should I also do that? Which, there's nothing wrong with having those things, but it's not in my genuine interest to own those things. I find value in when I see people's posts about traveling and things like meditation, self-care, self-love, that sort of thing. That's what I find value in. I was getting stuck in that rabbit hole of thinking, should I just settle for a job that is a 9-to-5 corporate environment? When I've done videos on this before, I would never ever be happy in a job that is corporate. Been there, done that. I don't like it. But I was thinking to myself, should I have a job like this? Is this what is expected? Is this the norm? Is this how it should be? I've realized in these last 4 or 5 months that I am not that person, and I shouldn't even try to be. For me, it's like, if people are living their life in that way, it doesn't mean that I need to live my life in that way. And if I'm living my life in a certain way, it doesn't mean that people who are looking at my Instagram should be living their life in that way. It's just a whole cycle of people thinking, should I live my life that way? Should I live my life that way? Even the people who seem to have it all are sitting behind their phone thinking, should I be that. Someone who has a totally different life to mine could look at me and go, should I be living my life like Aisha? And here I am thinking they have the perfect life. You know what I mean? It's just this constant back and forth. That's why I needed to get rid of social media, to come back to me, come back to the ground that I'm standing on and be more present and remember who I am and remember what I like and remember the things that make me genuinely happy, rather than looking at all these other people, you know, thinking things that I should not be thinking. I've been on a weight loss journey, for example. I see other people that have been on weight loss journeys and I'm thinking, should I have lost more weight quickly like this person has? This person has lost 10 kilos in 4 months. It took me a year to lose 10 kilos. You know, so I was like, oh my God, I should be harder on myself. I should be better. I could lose 10 kilos in 4 months if I pushed myself. And then I think about it like, no, I've got health factors that make me lose weight a lot slower than other people. For me personally, I'm happy losing weight the way that I am. If I hadn't seen that post, it wouldn't have even occurred to me. I'm still losing weight, just at my own pace and at a place that is healthy for me. I also realized I wasn't being as authentic anymore. You know, I would go out and I would literally only take photos because I knew that I should post them on my Instagram. I was like, oh, I'm doing this for the gram. Everything is for the gram. It's not just taking photos for memory to look back on. It was more, I've got to post this on Instagram. It's going to look good for my aesthetics for Instagram. When that is literally, that is so not me. But I just started doing that because you get so addicted to that feeling of people seeing your things and commenting your things and liking your things. Yes, you're portraying this highlight in your life and it's nice. You know, you find cool places to hang out, to go out with your friends, cool date places that you can go to, cool restaurants. That bit's cool, but it's more just like about how it's going to look on my Instagram. It became how people are going to perceive this certain post. Even though what I was doing seemed wholesome, going on hikes, going to nature, I found myself just taking photos purely for Instagram. And that's not wholesome. Like, I've been to so many places recently and done so many things where I've not posted about, and I've been so in the moment. I find myself just closing my eyes and taking it in. We did a sunrise on the weekend, this past weekend, and I had this moment of just gratitude that where I just closed my eyes and I just felt the morning sun on my face, and I saw this boat and just noticing all these little intricate details that I would normally miss because I'd be too busy like this, taking photos of what's happening in front of me rather than just taking it in and feeling the nature and stuff like that. I could go on and on about this. I've just realized that I've been so much more present rather than just trying to take photos for the gram or just mindlessly scrolling. I don't even realize that I'm on Instagram. That is just so toxic. That's also another reason why I realized I was actually addicted, because it was just that ick at the back of my head that I should be checking it. If I don't check it, I feel like uneasy. Oh, it's just talking about this is so weird. Like, I can't believe that I used to do this. Oh my goodness. I just don't even think about Instagram anymore. I also feel like my concentration levels were reduced significantly. I would be watching a movie and I'd be like, all right, let's check Instagram, have the movie playing in the background. And usually I'm such a movie fanatic. Like, I love movies, but I found myself like not even bothering watching them. I would just be like, I'll put on a movie and then I'll just like scroll through Instagram. Like, I can't even tell you why I would do that. I would just do that. And in the moment of seeing what other people are doing in their lives, you forget to live your own. And that's like the hardest concept to grasp about social media, is you're always looking at what other people are doing. You're always thinking about where other people's lives are and comparing to where yours is. And you forget to live. You honestly forget to live. I can't tell you how many books I've read in the 4 months that I have been off social media, just enjoying quality time with people, practicing mindfulness, things like that. Otherwise, with social media, I would just spend hours doing nothing. I'm not trying to advocate for no social media. That's not what I'm doing at all. keep your social media if that's what you want. I just think that limiting your time on social media is really important. I believe if you can have social media and not having the addiction to it and being able to, you know, put it down, that's great. But for me personally, I couldn't do that. I have felt so much more better, so much more wholesome now that I've been off it. I'm not even comparing myself to anyone. I mean, of course I have my hard days, you know, but those are not related to social media. I do still have TikTok and Facebook. With Facebook, I literally forget that I have it. Like, I rarely go on it. I do have TikTok because I don't find myself constantly on it, and I don't have negative feelings that come from TikTok. But Instagram was like the one platform that was really messing with me. I can't believe that I've been able to do it for so long without having the urge to get it back. I have no desire to get it back. The main way to contact me is through my email, which is in the description. For me personally, I would always say to myself, I love being alone. I love to just chill in my room and be alone. But I wouldn't be alone because I'd be sitting on my bed scrolling through Instagram, connecting with other people. I highly recommend getting off social media if that's something that you're thinking of doing. Let me know if social media is something that you struggle with and if there's any way that I can help. By no means am I a social media detoxing expert or anything like that, but I can relate if you feel like you've related to anything that I've said in this video. I hope this video helped in some way. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please stay happy, please stay amazing, please stay positive, and I shall catch you next time. Bye.